Hey everybody, AZ Badfish here, and welcome back to the Lionheart server. So today we're gonna keep working on our mini game here, and I went ahead and I went out to the Nether to gather up some glowstone because I realized I didn't have any, and we're gonna need some for this. So let's kind of get our stuff a little bit better situated here. I definitely need this. So today I want to work on the inside portion of this. I want to get the functionality basically done. I don't actually have all the items I'm gonna need for the chests and stuff to actually put in the hoppers, so it's technically not going to be completely finished, but we should be able to get at least the infrastructure in place here, and yeah, and then we'll be good to go. So we're gonna start up here at 5 tall, because that's as tall as the platforms are going to be. And the reason for that is you can, that's an easy-ish way, height, I guess, to launch yourself up with a slime block launcher if you're good at it. So we're going to start it here, and I'm not entirely sure how many I want to put here. I'm thinking I want 7 lights, which is going to make these towers pretty tall. So I guess let me just get started here, and I'll come back to you guys in just a second. Alright, so I'm putting in these lines here to basically, this is where the comparators are going to go, and we're going to have probably a repeater out here just to max the signal out. And I'm looking at this going, this was my original design, right? To have lights on all 4 sides, because originally I had platforms on 3 sides and then the defense platform in the back. But since we're only going to have a platform in the front, and also because I have limited amount of redstone lamps, I'm thinking I should probably just do a light in the front and the back and then leave the sides off. So I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna keep doing it, but I wanted to bring you guys in on the thought process behind that. So oh look, Ike's back. Alright, I will keep doing this, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so what we've got here is basically the 2 rows of lights. I've still got to hook up the redstone stuff to it, which we're going to do here in a second. But I wanted to point out that since I've not got the ones on the side, and since I'm trying to make this a little bit smaller, more compact, this actually gives me a whole lot more room to work with, because I need to add an item elevator up to the top. And I'm considering, I mean, I've actually got enough room to do it the easy way, I think. Let me just measure this out. If, well, we'll use these. And if you'll excuse me, sir, I need to place blocks right where you're at. So if I do like this, and just say this is my 3x3 where the item elevator is going to go, yeah, we've got plenty of room here. Because one more, actually, I could even come in one, but I could do this, and that's actually a lot easier to set up than a dropper elevator, and then I don't have to worry about tons of torches and droppers and stuff, even though I just made a whole bunch of them. Okay, so maybe I'll go that route instead. So basically what we're going to need to do before we do that, I want to climb up to the top here and start adding in all of the redstone that we're going to need to do. So how this is going to work is, as I mentioned before, we're going to have comparators coming off of these hoppers, right? So whenever, the way I want this to work is whenever an item gets into this hopper, this comparator will kick on. Now, I think since these are all facing down into each other, that it will, the ones up on top, the items will flow through fast enough that the comparator will just click on and off real quick, and it won't give a chance to light up this redstone. And That way, you know, as items flow through from the top, we don't get a bunch of blinking lights all the way down. It'll only turn on when an item is stuck in this hopper. So if I do something like that, then I should just be able to hook it up like that. So once we get an item stuck in this hopper, the lights will kick on. So I got to do that all the way up to the top. Alright, so all the redstone's in place now, and I'm gonna, well, for the lights at least, all the light redstone is in place. So I am going to now build the item elevator, and actually I'm thinking, yeah, this is fine. This will be fine. So I'm going to use cobblestone because all of this is going to be hidden. This is all going to be hidden, and it'll be just fine. We've got a little bit more work to do around here. There's a couple things we still got to add, and then we've got to run the more complicated redstone stuff around. So I'm going to put in all these blocks, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so the item elevator's all in place. I've got the redstone in here for it. The only thing I'm concerned about is this piece of redstone right here being up against this hopper. I don't think that that's going to give me any problems, but yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. So the next thing is we've got this here, and this hopper needs to stay locked, and we're going to do that. Actually, do I even have any torches on me? I do not. Let's grab some. Okay. Some redstone torches. We're not going to need... actually, we might need a bunch of these, now that I think about it, because we're going to need a torch tower, but that's okay. They're pretty cheap to make. So, this hopper is now locked, and it's going to stay locked until somebody stands on the defensive plate. And so what we've got to do is basically figure out where we want the plate to be, basically how high up we want it. Probably just 2. Because it doesn't need to be that high. This is not actually, we need to make it so people can get to it. Maybe just 1 tall. I'm not sure. But we'll put a plate here, and then I'm gonna have to run some redstone underneath. So let me hopefully carve out some space and not fall into the void. Alright, so we got the redstone all in place. Let me show you real quick how this works. So this pressure plate is on top of this block, and underneath that block is a redstone dust, which when powered is going to toggle this torch. And this torch is keeping this hopper locked and keeping this piece of gunpowder inside of it. So when we're standing on that pressure plate, that gunpowder is going to go back and forth between these 2 hoppers. When this hopper has the item, the comparator will pick up the signal, this repeater will power it up, and actually toggle this short little torch tower. The result of that is, when we're standing on this, the hopper here becomes locked and unlocked, locked and unlocked, locked and unlocked. And that way we can slowly drain items out of this hopper tower, basically. So what that is going to do is kind of drain it slower, about half the speed, as we're going to be adding items to it, assuming that, you know, once we get this second pressure plate, once we get the second pressure plate set up here, that is just going to be a straight up toggle. So when you're standing on it, the hopper on top is unlocked. It's not going to be bouncing between locked and unlocked like this bottom one is. And the reason for that is if you've only got, if you've got a person standing on this plate and standing on this plate, eventually the attacking team will win. They'll still win. And I want you to, as far as the game mechanics go, that kind of forces the defending team to knock off the attacking player, because that's the only way you can really do that, or to stop them, basically. So that is how that works. The next thing we've got to do is actually hook up the torch tower and the pressure plate. So let me get up top here. I'm going to need to come over here and make a chest and stuff and add more hoppers and things like that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back to you in just a minute. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything in place. If we kind of hit the zoom key, we could see I've gone ahead and connected up. We've got 2 double chests at the top because we're going to need a bunch of items. And the elevator now goes all the way to the top. We've got hoppers going into the top chest, and then that chest feeds into that chest, and then that chest is on that hopper there, which is being locked by this torch tower, basically. And that torch tower runs all the way down. It's just super simple, nothing fancy. Just a redstone signal that is linked to a pressure plate that's up here. So just to show you guys, if I hop up here, you stand on this plate, the torches toggle, and now that is unlocked. So items, if there were any, would be flowing into the torches here, or into the hoppers here, and eventually we'd start seeing these lights turn on. Slowly, I think. Not really fast, but slow enough, fast enough. You know, well, it might require some tweaking, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. So that is basically the guts of the game. Oh, I almost forgot. Probably the most important part of this is the slime block launcher. So I need to get that in place. So real quick, let's get a piston. We'll need to make it a sticky piston. So we'll do that real quick. Piston, slime ball, sticky piston. And then we'll also need a slime block and another pressure plate. So this is a pretty simple setup here. We come down like, ooh, yikes, that's kind of scary. But we'll need one of those, and we'll put a redstone dust right here, and then we'll put a sticky piston with our, I just realized, gonna need some obsidian or something here. Luckily, I just made a bunch of droppers. So if I don't have any obsidian, I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I do not. Nope, no obsidian, but we've got some furnaces, so we'll go ahead and put them in here just so that they cannot be moved by the slime block that's going to be here. And we'll see if I can get one face that way. Cool. Alright, so then slime block will go right here, and then pressure plate will go right here. Actually, I think that's backwards. Hold on a second. Alright, so slime block launcher's in place, and I went ahead and removed some of this extra stuff up here, although we're probably going to have to put it back. But should be okay. I'll have to do some punch testing and see how far a punch 2 bow will knock you off. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You just come up on here and it launches you right up to where you need to be. So this is now toggled, items flowing, so on and so forth. So we're doing pretty good here. The only thing left to do as far as the mechanics of the game is to do all of this stuff over here. Alright guys, I think that is all of the internal functionality done. All of the redstone is done. The only thing left to do for this game as far as like functionality goes is we've got to fill the chest at the top with a bunch of non-stackable items like from an AFK fish farm or something like that. So I'll have to spend some time gathering up those things. But yeah, this is pretty much ready to be decorated, which I don't have time to do in this episode, so we'll probably come back and do that in the next episode. So I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like, leave me a comment down below. Check out all the links in the description, a bunch of members, doing a bunch of stuff on the server. They're all down there. Our Discord's down there, Mixers, Twitters, and all that stuff. It's all down there. So guys, this is AZ Badfish signing out. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.